Hello. Tomatoes. Just wanted to do another little update here. Let's go back into the tomatoes. Those look nicer. So, you can see my yellow pear tomatoes are starting to ripen. They're actually, I got maybe another day or two before these are, at least these in the back, they don't really ripen all consistently, which is mildly annoying. You'll have to pick these two and then the rest. And you can see up here, whoop, get it. Some of these back here, not even close. They're all over. I've got freaking tomatoes all over the place here. Got some up here and some down here. And this one down here, like it's probably gonna be able to get. Yeah, that one's turning. But you see, like the rest of them on that cluster. Those are some of the first ones. Look how huge these are. These are like a cherry tomato variety. These are huge. I mean, look at that. It's like bigger than my thumb. And it's a cherry tomato. What the hell? But I just wanted to show off the tomatoes. Well, I'm gonna want to show off the rest of the garden because I'm probably not gonna appear in this one. Sorry. You don't need to see my face. We're working. It's early morning in the garden. I always go to that side. I'm gonna go this way, and I'm not even gonna edit this. I'm just gonna throw this up here. So that last video I just dropped, that was a week ago. That was a week old. These are the pumpkins now that were yay high, you know, itty bitty little nothings a week ago. That's how fast pumpkins grow, and it's kind of crazy. So something we're actually considering right now because of kind of the whole thing with the pumpkins, come back, is we may just keep this one. This one's the bigger of the two. We're considering actually taking this one out entirely, just because the pumpkin spreads so much. It's gonna go up and it's gonna go all the way up this trellis, and it's gonna take over all this trellis just with one plant. Pumpkins vine so much, it's just gonna get kind of out of hand. So we're thinking we may just thin it down to just this one. So that's, well, we've got that going. Moving over here, cucumbers, which were teeny last time, and they were just little itty bitty nothings, are now, you know, also starting to blow up, which is kind of crazy. And then this is that little one potato plant that I oops and weeded and then came back, and so I'm hoping this one, you know, it looks like it's gonna be okay. I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of potatoes out of it. I have like 2 more potatoes somewhere scattered in this bed here in the front. I haven't seen any more sprouts come up, so I don't know if those are gonna actually grow or if they just rotted out, which is entirely possible. But you know, gotta get up. Ooh, swoosh! My dead snapdragon's over here. It's just not the season for snapdragons. Let's get back in. But over here, we're gonna be back here. We're back over here at the bed that started this whole videoing journey. And we're back here with the watermelon over here. And remember how only one watermelon came up before? Well, yesterday I come out and all these little shits are here. Now I've got all these other little watermelons that, guess what? Gotta take them out. Because at this point, the watermelon's gonna do the same thing the pumpkins are. And last year, we had one watermelon that was like right around here. There was this seedling we started inside, and it took over this entire bed, end to end, was covered in vines pouring out over the side of this, out into the yard. And at the time we didn't have the trellising here. I had another trellis that I put up that covered it, and I would like hang and like kind of run some vines to hang the watermelons, but it just like it was too late. By the time I put the trellis up there, it was too late. I should have had it up there already, which I do now. So we're going to be running these watermelon vines up this trellis, the same as with the cucumbers and the pumpkins. But the thing about watermelons is when they first start growing, like this one, you see how it's like this is only a week behind the pumpkins over there. But the pumpkin grows faster above ground. The watermelons start below ground. They really dig in deep and they set their roots for a while. And then probably in another week, this thing is going to just explode. And it's going to go from this tiny little plant to just throwing vines and everything everywhere, and you're gonna look up and there's just gonna be so much crap that you don't even know what to do with. And if I don't stay on top of it, I'm gonna have vines everywhere. So I'm really kind of making it a point right now to be out here in the garden checking on things. I need to do more pruning over there at those tomatoes, because if you look at the tomatoes, see the tomatoes, they are kind of getting a little ahead of hand. Once we pick all those tomatoes that are on there, I'm not going to let any more come up. Once I pick all of those, that's it. I'm actually going to cut those way back and trim them way back, because they got really out of hand and kind of they're kind of tangled the way they grew this year. But potatoes, more potatoes. Oh, let me take these out. So I'm torn, because this one's already this size. If you look at the watermelon here, I'm conflicted about pulling these, because, like I said, you may be pulling the pumpkin back to 1 anyway. The watermelon are probably going to keep it 1. So, yeah, I'm going to say executive decision right now. Pull all these seedlings, because, again, they popped up a week and a half after the other ones. So, they're like 2 weeks behind. So, sorry, we're just going to have the 1. And more potatoes over here. And cucumbers. Cantaloupe. These are my cantaloupes. So these are doing okay. They're kind of about the same size as the watermelons over here. Doing kind of the same thing. And I think it's just kind of a melon thing. They start digging in, and then they're going to vine out. But then, look at this potato. This potato, which I think these are russets, because I had some russet. There were like 2 russets that were in here, and then there were some little petite yellow Yukons, I think, like golden potatoes. And I'm pretty sure this is off of the russets, and that's why this is getting so big and the others aren't. I think the one over here, I think that might be one of the little golden ones. I can't totally tell, because that sprung up so much later than this one. So I don't know if it's just a matter of time, or if it's a different potato variety over there. But yeah, that's what we got here. And then my cantaloupes, which I'm more excited for cantaloupe than I am for watermelon and pumpkins, but just because we can polish off a cantaloupe in one sitting, and more of my wife can polish off a watermelon. And we haven't grown cantaloupe yet. We failed at watermelon and pumpkin twice. We have not even tried cantaloupe, but last year we basically had cantaloupes growing as a weed, because we had bought a cantaloupe at the store, scooped out everything, and threw all of it into the compost. And those seeds ended up in the compost. Compost pile didn't get hot enough to kill the seeds like it's supposed to. And so when some of that compost went into the garden, next thing you know, every single garden has these little sprouts coming up that turned out to be cantaloupe. And I'm pulling cantaloupe probably for a month and a half going into the winter, pulling cantaloupes out of everything. So, but now we're actually trying to. And flowers. My marigolds are holding on. These unfortunately just got sunburned. These are I think they're zinnias. And I just bought a pack of seeds and just threw them everywhere, and these are the ones that came up, and these are the ones that are holding on. I've been trying to plant seed marigolds over here, even taking the seed from these and just spreading them out, and it just hasn't been working so well with those. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then the corn. We've got the corn. Corn's getting big now. And so last week I mentioned I was going to plant my green beans, and so I have. And all of these right here, I couldn't film it because at the time we had a storm coming in, but I needed to get them in, and so I went ahead and planted them. And same process, pull the straw back, punch a little hole, drop 2 seeds in. And just like everything, I dropped 2 seeds in, only going to keep 1. But in this case, I'm not going to thin the stalks out. I've already thinned out the corn, but I am going to prune them, because something we ran into with our popcorn in the winter is, you got this main stalk. Well, you got these little offshoot things, and those will turn into full stalks if you let them. And that becomes problematic when you've got such a tight space. And corn gives these deep, deep roots. And when I flip this bed after this corn, this entire root thing is going to be just completely overrun. I could probably pick up, and all the soil is just going to be completely packed with corn roots. And so I'm trying to minimize our stalks. Probably thinking like last time we got 3 to 5 ears per stalk. Considering we have 7 stalks here, that's more than enough. So I'm not too concerned with production. Mostly we have this much corn because we decided we're going to use this entire bed for corn. But what I need to do is come in, and I'm going to come in with my clippers. I'm not going to see, I could, that's the thing about corn, if I let this get bigger, I could just snap this off. But right now, as you see, it's kind of soft, and I don't want to risk damaging that main stalk. So I'm actually just going to come in and clip this. And I'm surprised because this one's so much smaller. I'm going to keep this one for now until it gets a little stronger. But that particular stalk is smaller, but it's got 2 shoots off the side. This one's huge, does not. So you never know how something's going to grow. Snip this one. I'll let that one hold on for now. And get in here. Snip that one. And that. And it's the thing, like, because corn is technically a grass. So it actually, it's really easy to cut. It's really easy to maintain. Corn is so easy to grow. It's like ridiculously easy to grow, but it's also, well, like I said, it's a grass. You think about when grass grows in your yard. Put my clippers back in my pocket. When grass grows in your yard, you don't really like think about, oh, you got to plant the grass and the seeds are where the seeds are. Get all this up. Like, you know, you plant grass and then you water the grass, and the grass grows and spreads to different areas. Then it just kind of like sets its roots down into the ground and goes everywhere else. And that's kind of what corn does. Is that if you don't take all these, you know, all these extra shoots away, then all of that corn is just gonna, it kind of just sends off. And I'll take this off later. I should probably take that one off now. Yeah, that one can come off now. I didn't see that one. Right in front of my face. Take that one off. And so, yeah. Daily garden work. I'm probably going to pick those tomatoes tomorrow. Come out here with my basket. Because I'm a dork and I have a wicker basket for picking vegetables. But, well, wrong way. Close up of a leaf. There we go. But that's corn. Not much going on. This is our lemon tree. It's very spindly right now. I'm trying to do some extra fertilizing to get some more leaf coverage on it before the summer gets too hot. Got a couple lemons right here. See, it had a ton of lemons on it. Probably had like 50 lemons on it, and we decided to, in order to help it leaf out better, I was going to take all of the fruit off other than this little cluster right here, so that it's putting energy into leaf production and not fruit production. So after everything bloomed, we were like, all right, that's just what we're gonna do. But that's where I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna come back to the tomatoes and the peppers and all that stuff, because I do have 1 or 2 nice looking bell peppers coming in, and I'm looking forward to them. We got a couple more that'll be coming in up here. See that? Those flowers up there. That'll be peppers in a few days. But a few more weeks on here. Those nice peppers. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave you. I know, it's another garden update. I need other stuff. What else do you want me to talk about? What other stuff do you want to see? Do you want to see me do some cooking stuff? Do you want to see me do something? I don't know. I'm digging around here and looking for all these little flower buds. Like, I don't really think of this as a gardening channel. Granted, I don't think of what anything I do is any one thing, but it's just kind of cool. Out here in the garden, talking about the garden, looking at peppers, getting ready to pick some tomatoes. I really got to prune these. These are getting a little unruly. But I think that's where I'm going to leave you today. peppers and tomatoes and lots of potatoes. So, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.